Revelations 20. I read from the Institute for Scripture Research, the ISR, because it takes a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Greek to English, and Aramaic to English. Yah is the Elohim of the heavens and the earth, the first and the last and the only, and he's an extremely jealous El. He's so jealous that he doesn't even want the names of idols or mighty ones to come to our lips. And Yah is short for YahWeh, YahWeh, Yod-He, Vav-He. It's like saying Dan, Daniel, Daniel with an E. What is the difference and does matters when people say that Phil, Bob, Sam, and Aaron are the same name when no they're not. And no one in their right mind would ever believe that, and only a fool would believe that a hammer could force its creator to do anything, and there was no letter J in the Hebrew, Greek, or Aramaic texts, because the letter J is about 600 years old, while the son of Elohim, Yahoshua, died on a stake for the sins of all of humanity over 2,000 years ago. In a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Yahoshua is Joshua, and I strongly believe that the son of Elohim's name, Yahoshua, means Yahweh is salvation. 20. And I saw a messenger coming down from the heaven, having the key to the pit of the deep, and a great chain in his hand. And he seized the dragon, the serpent of old, who is the devil and Satan, and bound him for 1,000 years, and he threw him into the pit of the deep, and shut him up, and set a seal on him, so that he should lead the nations no more astray, until the 1,000 years were ended, and after that he has to be released for a little while. And I saw thrones, and they sat on them, and judgment was given to them, and the lives of those who had been beheaded because of the witness they bore to Yahoshua, and because of the word of Elohim, and who did not worship the beast nor his image, and did not receive his mark upon their foreheads or upon their hands. And they lived and reigned with Messiah for 1,000 years, and the rest of the dead did not come to life until the 1,000 years were ended. This is the first resurrection. Blessed and set apart is the one having part in the first resurrection. The second death possesses no authority over these, but they shall be priests of Elohim and of Messiah, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. And when the 1,000 years have ended, Satan shall be released from his prison, and he shall go out to lead the nations astray, which are in the four corners of the earth, Gog, G-O-G with a line underneath of it, and Magog, M-A-G with a line on top of it. G-O-G with a line on top of it, not underneath of it, and Magog, M-A-G with a line on top of it, O-G with a line on top of it. Yahez, Y-E-H with a dot, E-Z, 38-2, to gather them together for battle, whose number is as the sand of the sea, and they came up over the breadth of the earth, and surrounded the camp of the set-apart ones and the beloved city, and fire came down from Elohim out of the heaven and consumed them, and the devil who led them astray was thrown into the lake of fire and sulfur, where the beast and the false prophet are. So the beast and the false prophet weren't released, just Satan. And they shall be tortured day and night forever and ever. And I saw a great white throne, and him who was sitting on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and no place was found for them. And I saw the dead, small and great, standing before the throne, and books were opened, and another book was opened, which is the book of life, and the dead were judged from what was written in the books according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead who were in it, and death and Sheol, S-H-E'-O-L, capital D, and death and Sheol gave up the dead who were in them, and they were judged, each one according to his works, and death and Sheol were thrown into the lake of fire. This is the second death, and if anyone was not found written in the book of life, he was thrown into the lake of fire. So not only are we not going to be spared from this 500 million mark, all that crazy stuff, judgment is going to be after the 1,000 years. So there's going to be a battle, and then Yahoshua is coming down, and there's going to be a new Jerusalem and a new heaven, and for 1,000 years those people will reign with Yahoshua, and then judgment will come after Satan deceives the rest of the world back into, who are numbered like sea, like the sands of the sea, like numerous, unnumbered, innumerable is what they would say, I guess. And only then is it judgment day. Which is why, again, I seriously hope, please YahWeh, don't let me live to get through all of that. I don't want to see it. I think I'd rather be stoned to death than see that, and, stoned to death sounds like one of the most brutal ways to go, to be honest. Aside from, I hear burning to death is one of the worst ways to go, or is the worst way to go. But I don't know, freezing to death or being stoned. I think I'd rather freeze to death than be stoned. So being stoned is definitely higher up there. Just crazy what's gonna happen.